Hello and welcome to another video for Primavera P6, and in this video we will see how we can add and remove columns and how we can save a new layout. So let's get started. So the first thing we will do is we'll open a project. So we'll go to the enterprise menu and then we'll go to projects, and from the projects window we'll open any existing project. So we'll right click and open the project here. And as you can see, we are in the activities window, and you can see here that we have some of the columns which are being displayed, like the activity ID, activity name, duration, and so on. So due to some reason now, let's say we don't want to view these columns and we want to display some other columns which are, for example, related to cost or any other area of your project. So how can we change those columns? So in order to do that, you can go to the view menu and then you will see one option there, columns, or alternatively you can simply right click on this white area and click on columns. So you'll see there that on the left side you have all the available columns that you can select, whereas on the right side you have the column which you already have selected, and these columns are being displayed on the activities screen. Okay, now we will see how we can change these columns. So I will remove all of these columns from the selected options. So from this double arrow which are at the very bottom, so remove all from the list. So all the columns have been removed, and I will just close these categories, and then one by one I will be adding some new columns, some different columns that I want to display on the activities screen. So for example, first I will go to the general section, and from the general section I will add activity ID and activity name, and then I will add, for example, from the duration side, so I will add here BL1 duration, and I will add remaining duration. Then I will close the duration section, and maybe I will go to the person completes section, and I will add here one more column which is the activity person complete. Okay, so let's say these are the columns that I want to view, I want to work on with for the time being, and I will click OK, and then you will see that all of the columns which are on the activity screen will be changed. So I'll press OK, and you can see here that all the columns have been changed. Now what we will do next is that these are the columns which are being displayed, and we want to save these columns so that if we want to reuse the same columns anytime in future, so we don't need to add and remove the columns like we just did. So we can simply open any saved layout, so all the columns will be displayed back. So what we will do here, we will click on this layout, the arrow sign, and in the layouts you will see the option here, save as. So you click that option, and then you will give this layout that you want to save any specific name. So any name can be given. So let's say this layout has some duration information and the percent complete. So let's say the percent complete. So this is the name of the layout. So you can give any name based on the type and the nature of the columns, and then you click on save. Okay, so this is how you will add and remove some of the columns, and you will save the layouts based on the existing columns. Okay, now for example, we want to view some other type of columns. So what we can do, let's say we want to change these columns completely. So we'll again right click and we'll click on columns, and here instead of activity percent complete type, so I'll click on this single arrow, remove from the list, and also the remaining duration, also the BL1 duration. So I only have the activity ID and activity name on my list. and the remaining of the columns I want to add are from the cost side. So I'll open the cost section and I'll add, for example, let me expand this view. So if I go down, scroll down, let's say I have here BL1 total cost. This is what I will add. And if I scroll down, budgeted total or let's add the actual cost. Okay, actual total cost. Okay, so let's say these are the two new columns, BL1 total cost and the actual total cost. These are the two new columns that I have added. So I have basically changed the layout. So once I'll press OK, so you will see that the layout has been changed and now I have different columns. So you can add 5, 6, 15, 20 columns based on your needs. So I have just added total 4 columns here. So now this again, the layout which we were using person complete, that was the previous layout, and what I have done that I have added 2 more columns. Now these columns are giving me the information about the cost. So what I can do, I can save this layout again. So if you click there on the layout and then click on save as, so you can give it any appropriate name, for example cost analysis, and save. So here I have a new layout which is called the cost analysis, and then I can start my work. I can continue my work by analyzing the cost or whatever columns I want to view. And then after a few days in future, I want to again view the columns which were related to duration or some percentages. Now in that case, in future, I don't have to again right click and go to the columns and then again change the columns, because I have already saved a layout with my desired columns. So what I will do, I'll just go back to the layout and again layout, and this time I'll click on open, and here you will see all the saved layouts. So many of these layouts were already saved at the time of installation, and the new layouts which we now saved, so that was the one which we saved before person complete. So now these are the columns that we want to view. So we'll click it there on the person complete and click open. So I have those columns in my display, and then after some time, anytime in the future you want to view the cost related columns, so you don't have to add and remove columns manually. So you can just go there to layout, open, and you can click there on the cost analysis, and here you have that particular layout. So that is the benefit of the layout, that you don't have to design these columns again and again. So you can design these columns and save that as a layout. You can give it any appropriate name. So that is again very useful and handy technique you can work with for the columns. So that's all for this video, and in the next video I will come back with some more options, with some more features which the Primavera P6 has to offer. So I will see you in the next video.